Hey guys, video number 3 in my 14-day comfort challenge. Today I am coming from you from Ellenwood Reserve, which is a small plot of beautiful countryside right close to my home in Mount Albert. And as predicted, today's video is going to be about travel and how it's impacted my life and how it ties into books and life, basically. Um, Travel for me, I was fortunate enough to grow up in a family that helped me see the world from a very young age. I remember trips to Austria, I remember trips to Germany, we've been to France, I've seen America with my family, and Canada even. So I've been around quite a few countries before I made the plunge to see the world on my own. Now, what I've learned from travel basically is it shows you things that school will never teach you. It shows you who you are, how you handle situations, um, what you do with your life, and basically it gives you an understanding of the world that is outside you. I have met a lot of people in my travel that don't even come beyond 100 kilometers from their home. And I do understand it, but I'm really sorry, it's a little windy. I'm really having a hard time trying to figure out how they come about. Like, if they're happy with it, I'm perfectly fine with it, but mine, my personal experience in travel is every time I take a trip, whether it's to Australia, New Zealand, or Germany, which is right next door to the Netherlands, or anywhere in the world, no matter how far away or how close it is to my home in the Netherlands, it's always taught me something. It's always taught me that being being intuitive, being um, thinking on your feet, basically, how it has impacted me and how I can now that I've done it a couple of times, how I can actually see the difference in the way people live their life, in the way people deal with situations that come up, how different it is for people that travel to people that don't. Now, I'm not dissing people that are not traveling, I do respect that, but I do see that being a traveler makes you more creative, makes you more um, makes it easier for you to adapt to any situation, and how that will impact your life. And I know that my future kids will travel a whole lot because I think it's an important way to live life, to explore new ventures, to explore new territory that you might not have come across before. And why that is so important to me is when I traveled to Australia the first time, I basically had two choices. I had one choice, which was move out of the house, which at the time I wasn't ready for, or go travel and get to know myself, basically. And getting to know myself has always been some part of me that has always wanted to do that. I think developing yourself and who you are is very important, not only for your development as a person, but also little peace of mind. Like, if you know who you are, if you know how you'll react to things, it will be so much better. It will be so much easier for you to deal with things that come up in your life. And I think that the value of travel is something that I can't stress enough. Like, if it's you and you're like, oh, but I don't want to travel to Australia to prove myself. Well, what can you do? Can you go 100 kilometers outside of your normal comfort zone and maybe book a trip for a week to the country next to you. Like if you're living in America, can you go to Canada for X amount of time? Can you take a plunge to visit a new country every year? Like even if it's a holiday, step outside of that comfort zone of yours and really just enjoy life. I mean, look at it. It's a look at today. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day in New Zealand. I mean, I can barely see any clouds at all, and it should be winter here. Like it's August, which means on the southern hemisphere, it should be winter. But I'm only wearing a vest, a jacket, and it's beautiful. I mean, go do it. Plan a trip every year. Make a commitment that every year you will step outside of your comfort zone. You will visit a new country. Now, if you're European, that's a lot easier than American. But if you're in America, visit a new state every year. I mean, there are options. You just have to take the plunge. You don't have to go across the world right the first time, but do something. Do something with your life. It's too short not to. And for me, coming here to New Zealand for the second time, it really shows me that days like this, I am very thankful because I've had opportunities that I've had to work hard for. I've had to make sacrifices. I've had to do shit to do and to get where I am today. And I'm proud of that. No, it wasn't always easy. No, it wasn't always fun. But look at it. I mean, this view for me, if I look around, this totally makes it worth it. Makes it every single bit worth it. So travel, in short, it teaches you who you are. It get You'll get to know yourself in ways you can't imagine before you do it. And really, just go do it. Just stop making an excuse and see what you can do. Like, travel is not expensive. It's not. Everybody who tells you that is wrong. Like, I remember when last year I went to the States to visit Michelle, who you come to meet later in the series probably. And I think I paid 300 euros for a return ticket spanning 2 months. Now I know what you're saying, yeah, you had 2 months of freedom and blah blah blah. Bullshit. 2 months, even if it's 2 weeks, if you are flexible enough, travel doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be. Look outside of your options. See what other people are doing. Go on Google and see what other people are saying about countries that you're visiting, and just live life to the fullest. Thank you. See you later.